Hi, everybody, and welcome to the second edition of Thinking Out Loud. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. With us today is my mighty winged lady. I almost say winged person every time. Rayne Dowell.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Arizona.
Thank you, Rayne. I appreciate all the work you do helping me out with this. Also with me is Dr. Tammy Cashion. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, thank you for having me tonight. I'm really excited. This is my first HOA, so thank you very much.
No problem. I'm thrilled to have you with us. It's very exciting. And also with us is Catherine Wilfong. Hi, Catherine.
I'm glad to be here.
Woohoo! How about if we start by, we'll start with Catherine, and tell us a little bit about what you do and maybe a sentence or two about what community means to you, since that's our whole topic today.
Okay. I am a psychic healer, and I work in Boulder, and also I can work throughout the United States because psychic energy is something that is not limited to just one geographic region. But I do like to work with people one-on-one also. And when you say talk to people here about what community means to me a spirit of belonging. And I feel that I belong on G+, where I've met awesome people. I feel that I belong in Boulder. I feel I belong in lots of places, but that's one of the things that community means to me, is belonging.
Well, thank you, Catherine. And Dr. Tammy, I'm going to field you the same questions. Tell us a little bit about what you do and what community means.
Great. Thank you so much, Arizona. Well, community to me, I believe, would be, in the traditional sense, a group of people living in the same place or at the same time. But in a less traditional sense, I really believe it would be a group of people enjoying fellowship of the same goals, objectives, and visions that have come together across some type of a venue. That's how I see community.
Thank you. So I'm going to break real quick, and then we'll go hard and heavy into community. I raised the challenge today. I found a quote, and when I found it, I went, oh my, that's perfect for the Thinking Out Loud show. And so I challenged y'all to find it. It was on my Twitter feed. Nobody did.
Wait a second. Let's put up some of the guesses, okay?
Okay.
We had Debbie. I don't know if you'll need to pin me or not for this one to come up. Yeah, Debbie Ferrand. Feet. Why do I need them if I have wings to fly? By Frida Kahlo. So we'll wait to hear from Arizona to see if that was the one, Debbie. She just said nobody guessed it, so I don't know if it was. and then Pamir wondered if it was None of Us is as Smart as All of Us by Ken Blanchard. So they were good guesses. They were really super good guesses. And just a big shout out to Steve Pittman, who's out in the audience. We're glad you're here and that you joined us. We've got Sally with us. Glad you joined us. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we've got Tammy. Tammy Cook. She's awesome. You were saying we were in the green room. What happens in the green room stays in the green room. So that's awesome. So we're a bunch of really great people out there. So we're so happy that they're with us.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Okay, the quote I found, and I think there were 3 guesses. Jared also guessed something really early in the day, and I can't remember which one he guessed. but the quote is, "A friend is a person with whom I may be sincere. Before him, I may think aloud." By Ralph Waldo Emerson. And when I ran across it, I have a whole huge database of quotes that I pull from every day, and I ran across that and I went, I should have used that for thinking out loud. So of the three people we were going to draw, and one of the three people who guessed is going to win the card at the end of the show.
Woohoo! Awesome.
So, for me, community is much the same as what both Catherine and Dr. Tammy stated. It is people who are geographically close to you, but also those people, in my opinion, who support you and inspire you and motivate you to be so much more than what, especially at your lowest moments, you may think you're capable of. I truly don't believe for myself. I understood what community was because of the Western sense. It's a lot different than it is in the Eastern cultures. And I lived 18 months in a intentional community, otherwise known as a hippie commune. And that was when I truly understood what community was all about. So Twin Oaks was the community I stayed at, and it was fabulous. I really enjoyed it. Dr. Tammy, you were recently over in Belize, right?
Yeah, so I was on a medical missions trip down in Belize, yes.
And what differences did you see in community, in Belize as compared to how we traditionally see community here in the United States?
The one thing that I've always found to be the most telling in the Latin American culture, now I was an exchange student in Mexico when I was growing up, so I have lived in a third world country previously. The thing that also carried through to the Belizean culture was that the community was very, very family-oriented and family-based. For example, you may have 3 or possibly even 4 generations of people living under one roof making up a household, whereas that does not hold to be true in traditional American or Western societies. That would be the biggest difference that I would notice right off the bat.
What about the the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child"? Did you see that in Belize? Because I don't really believe that we have that mindset anymore here.
Yes, I absolutely saw that. You saw the older family members as caretakers. You saw the people that were coming in the villages, the connectedness that we don't see over here. As a matter of fact, again, we would work on someone from one village, and then the next day they would possibly even bring half the village with them. The word would spread so quickly, and everyone wanted to be able to benefit from our care. So I found that to be really exciting. There was a feeling of connectedness that we just don't have over here. Even with our current technologies and the internet, there was still a difference when it was person to person. I found it really exciting.
And I think Rayne found some pictures, if she shares them with us.
Did.
Oh, good.
Did. Yeah, so I don't know if you'll need to pin my thumbnails.
Gotcha.
Yeah, awesome. In order to see them. This looks like, this is a picture where you were, it looks like you had been working with somebody, a local person in one of the, do you remember the town you were in at the time, Tammy?
Yes, well, I traveled through to several villages. This was Yo Creek, where the clinic was actually set up. That's actually what it's called, Yo Creek. And at this particular point in time, I was discussing in Spanish, unfortunately, so a lot of people couldn't understand it here in this venue, but I was explaining how this patient came to see me at the clinic and had been suffering since she was very, very young, had been told she wasn't a candidate for any type of a back surgery, and had just been going on with insufferable pain for such a long time. After being treated there at the clinic by myself, she had such an incredible and, in her own words, like miraculous healing experience. She just wanted to share that. And it was really cute because once some of the villagers saw my cell phone, everyone wanted to be on my cell phone. You know, everybody wanted to be in the video, and I wanted to give her that opportunity to do so.
Oh,
That
that's
is awesome.
Yes, it was great.
Now there was another picture we found too, where it looks like you're in a clinic here in this one. I don't know. Arizona, can you see this one?
I can see it. Yeah, it looks like a clinic.
Are you able to pin it? White box it,
Sure.
Arizona?
Yeah, this was actually over in Yo Creek. What we did was we all converted. I was part of the International Health Outreach Program, and we actually converted an old storm shelter into a clinic, which was amazing. It was a group of dentists and their assistants. I had the privilege of actually being the first person in chiropractic with acupuncture qualifications to be invited on this particular missions group. And we set up my table in the corner of the clinic. I also had a massage therapist that was with me, and she and I had the occasion to be working together and co-treating our cases. After the patients came through the dental center, they came to what they consider to be the physical medicine or the chiropractic center, and we were able to treat them, go over exercises with them, perform acupuncture on them. It was really exciting. I got to see a myriad of conditions that I don't commonly see here in the States just because of the lack of health care over there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
When you put the clinic together, did the whole village come together and help?
Actually, because the high level of complexity with the dental clinic and the necessity of high-tech machinery, oxygen tanks, and whatnot, we did dissuade the villagers from some of their help. But I will tell you that there was such a market enthusiasm when the bus pulled up and all the supplies were unloaded. There was just palpable energy in the air as all the villagers were excited. Some of the local ladies actually came in their traditional costumes for us, and they did a little dance to show their appreciation. I mean, before we even had the place half set up, they were coming in and doing a little dance, and local ladies bringing some food. Again, these people were so poor, they had so little, but they brought all their gifts to share with us. So it was amazing. It was just incredible to be able to go over there and see and work there firsthand.
That is incredible. So Catherine, she mentioned the word that dragged you into the conversation, energy.
Energy.
So when you have a positive community around you and a lot of support, does that change the energy? To me, it seems just natural it would.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. When people are around you that support you, then you naturally excel, because that's just the way we as humans operate. And I'm not saying that if you are alone and are with people that don't support you, you can't excel, but it's more rare. How many stories do you hear of that where, you know, there's kids that are, say, just are disadvantaged, and they stay disadvantaged because that's what they're surrounded by. And there is that exception to the rule. That's why it's called the exception to the rule. But it does happen, but it's just not as often. So when you are in a community that does have positive energy, support for you, good things going on, you're naturally going to excel at that. And so, yeah, absolutely.
So either one of y'all, or all three of y'all, can jump in on this one. What are your thoughts with the online communities? You know, the fact that we are living so much of our life now in Google Plus or on Facebook or in Twitter. You know, does that change your viewpoint on community? Do you feel like you can get the same support from an online community as you can from your geographical community?
Catherine, do you want to answer that first?
Okay, I will answer part of that. I believe that depending on what you're trying to accomplish, you can go out and find a lot of support online where 5 years ago you weren't able to find maybe even the same type of communities. But so many more communities have popped up online that you're able to find communities that are geared toward what you're doing. So I believe that now you're able to find even more support than you were 5 years ago. With that being said, I do believe it is a good thing to balance yourself, balance energy, with personal interaction if you can. Now, there are some people who possibly can't get out for some reason. Maybe they are ill, or something's going on with them that doesn't allow them to get out as much. And they can find support online that is awesome. So I really like the fact that there are so many diversified communities and more that are popping up each day. So that's my thought to the support around communities.
Dr. Tammy?
Yes, I really concur. Being online is sort of a new paradigm for myself, especially Google Plus. I guess it was August of 2013 that I really came on, and I came on initially at a challenge because of my teens. They knew how non-techno savvy I was, and they were challenging me to prove that I could actually go on the computer. And I came to Google Plus because they were not there. They were on Facebook. They were on some of the other platforms. I came to Google Plus thinking that people that just hung out on the computer were a certain subset of the population. And what I found was that my own preconceived notions as to that were totally untrue. I had met some of the most incredible people ever online and have developed amazing relationships with them, that some of which have carried into the real world. I've met some of my online connections in real life, for example, at the SoCon this past fall. And I've established and developed some really meaningful relationships to me that I really look forward to seeing them every day. I have my picture here. I know, let me see if I can get this up here for you guys to see. Can you see this? Catherine will get a kick out of this because she was on the Lowe picture that someone had made for me. I have a wall upstairs in my home office where I have all of my favorite posts with all of my favorite people, and some of which have really affected my life in an incredibly positive way. So again, I came online having no concept that there actually was a real community online, or that it could have such a positive effect. I've really enjoyed my relationships and my experiences online in a myriad of different communities, in particular with the Sunshine Sisters, right, Catherine? Absolutely. And I'm meeting new people all the time, not just in my own profession, but it's allowed me to branch out as a person and be exposed to different types of people from all over the globe, and that really people all over the globe are now just one click away. And I absolutely love that. I hope some of you guys out there are watching, you know who you are, but you've had an incredible impact on my life, extremely positive, and I do look forward to seeing you on an ongoing basis.
Let's see, for me personally, I had viewed, as a geek, I had viewed communities online strictly in the techno sense.
Yes.
Until the beginning of this year, the first quarter of this year, I lost 3 family members. And it was my Twitter community that kept me going. I mean, I knew every day that Atiba would be there with something bright and positive. They just kept me going during that period. And that's when I realized that, my online community it wasn't just a techno thing. This was a real community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So do we have any comments, Rayne?
Let me just look. And I'd have to kind of, we've got Michael B. is saying he loves your face mask. Catherine.
Thanks, Michael.
And we've got Murchie Sanaz. I'm not sure. Saying hello to everybody. So yeah, so we've got some great people out there. Jam Asi, he's out there too, saying good morning. It's morning where he is, so it's nice to see you here. And yeah, so we've got some, and we do have, when you were talking about intentional communities, Arizona, I think that's where it sparked Sally's comment where she was saying, I lived for almost 3 decades in communes. Some were great, some were awful, most were in between. Communes are no guarantee of community positivity, just community. That is neutral. Positivity is something to be cultivated.
I couldn't agree more with Sally. That is totally true. And each community is actually the feel of the communities that I visited. It wasn't the place that gave it the feel, it was the different personalities. And in intentional communities, people kind of come and go quite a bit. I think they said that 18 months was an average, so I stayed there right about the average amount of time. So that, you can have one culture, so at Twin Oaks you could have this negative culture going on, but then get a whole new group of people, and all of a sudden the culture is very positive again.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to just because you can find community anywhere. You can find it within a company. You can find it with, a group of friends that are online, or a group of friends that are offline, or not-for-profits that you volunteer with. And community can also, there's so much cross-pollination that can occur from all of these different areas that it's really, really interesting. I suppose the definition of community is such a broad, it's such a broad and evolving and organic thing right now. Oh, and we've got Christine DeGraff out there saying hi to Dr. Tammy Cashion.
Hi, Jersey girl. Hey.
That's a nice word.
Awesome.
And yeah.
I think that for me, it's almost like in today's world we're building our own communities. So just because I live in Colorado Springs doesn't necessarily mean that Colorado Springs is my community. There's certain people in Colorado Springs that are part of my community, but so is my online community and friends from around the globe.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, Rayne?
I totally agree with that. Doing the LCH show on Monday mornings, it's so funny. You just get you form these friendships and these bonds with people, and you just so it's so easy to reach out and share. My dog stepped on my laptop computer and broke my screen. What do I do? And then the bunch of you get together and go, oh no, okay, well, what about doing this? What about doing that? And then you get together and do things. So it's a lot of fun, and it's so easy. It's just so easy now that it's just our ways to brainstorm together. With different people and serendipity and synchronicity and all those different things occurring, that it makes it really fun, a lot of fun.
So I have a last question for you, Catherine, if you don't mind.
Oh, go ahead.
What can every individual do, in your opinion, to keep their community, the energy of their community, as positive as possible?
Address whatever the issue is, face on, and that will alleviate a lot of problems, or what people might want to call negative energy. If you have an issue, put it out there, because if you allow that to fester and you talk about it in the side, and you don't address it, in a straightforward manner, then things get funky. Things go sideways.
Yeah, but for some of us, that's really hard. I mean, I'm non-confrontational, so yeah, it takes me a long time to build up my nerve to go and confront somebody about a problem.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't necessarily. I'm not necessarily saying be confrontational, but just if you really are thinking something might be a problem or you don't like something, know that, you know, other people might feel the same way, and just address it and be okay with just putting it out there. Because if you are in a community, then you more than likely are not the only one feeling that way.
That makes perfect sense.
So, but when you start, you know, side talking and talking to this person and talking to that person, then that's when that's when the energy really goes downward into a spiral, and it separates instead of unites.
Do we have any last minute thoughts from the audience, Rayne?
We got Michael B, who is saying, at the end, the big advantage of online communities is that no matter where you are, you never have to find your way into a new community.
Agreed.
Yeah. And Premier is commenting saying, like minds and like hearts, that's community to me. So, and he's awesome. I like Premier. Really good comments.
He seems really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Tammy, do you got any last minute thoughts and let everybody know where they can find you?
I concur with Catherine, and I love the idea of creating positive community, and that's one of the things that I found to be the most rewarding online. Being able to be online, see so many positive things, reach out and pull someone else up to your level when you're feeling good. I think that your own life and your own positive energy happens by you creating it, by you making a conscious decision every day when you get up to just say, today's the day, I'm moving ahead, I'm not going backwards, I'm only going forwards, and not to allow yourself the quote-unquote luxury of that negative thought, to be positive. And by just turning on your computer, I find with Google, the things that just go flying by my screen first thing, bright and early, are enough to just cheer you up and put a positive spin on your life each and every day. And in allowing yourself to connect with all these people, it's a huge encouragement, a huge encouragement. I recommend it to many of my patients that they get on Google, that they take a look, that yes, they may feel down. We all have periods in our life some are better than others, but that there's so much good out there, and that in focusing with the good, your life in turn becomes better. So I'm not here to sell anything, even including myself tonight. I'm just here to give my opinion. I do practice in the Northern Virginia region, and I'm always available to my patients. But it's really a joy to be here with you all each and every day on Google, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight on this HOA with all of you awesome peeps that I may not have met otherwise. So thank you.
Awesome.
Well,
And there's one last pick I'd like to share if I could, Arizona.
Okay.
And that's yeah. And just the smiles, it just says it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a gal that is near and dear to my heart. I don't want to run over on our time, but incredible situation. She had amazing results. Just a lot of physiologic changes in the times that I was able to work with her. An additional joy to me is that she's actually on Facebook and has become friends with me on Facebook. So again, we're like crossing the miles, crossing the globes, and I'm able to keep in touch with her. Her family was so thankful I had the opportunity to work on her, and as I said, in our small encounters, we still saw amazing results, and that just brought me more joy than I can really even convey through this screen here tonight. It's just what keeps me going.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
For us?
Awesome.
Catherine, do you have any last words?
Oh, those were awesome words, Tammy Cashion.
I know.
That's hard to follow up. So, I'm just grateful to be here and just grateful to be able to share what I do, and not too much else other than to say thank you, Arizona. Thank you, Rayne. Thank you, Tammy, for being here, showing up, and inviting me to speak a little bit about community, because I really do appreciate and love sharing with the G Plus community, and also with what I'm learning about Twitter and Facebook and the other online communities, and possibly getting into YouTube. So who knows where this all leads. So thanks. So that's what I'll leave it with. So
Rayne, you got any last minute words?
Oh, just thank you again. It was really nice meeting you both. It's just fantastic. This is why I love G Plus. So you just get to meet so many amazing people. So it's really a pleasure. And Arizona, I wanted to double check with you. Does anybody win that contest?
Well, come here. Premier wins a $25 gift card. Did you hear?
No, sorry. What did you say?
Oh, Premier. Premier
wins.
Yes.
Yay, Premier, you won it. Yes, awesome, Premier. Okay, what does Premier have to do then? Does he just message you, or you message him?
Send me his email address so I can send him a $25 Amazon gift card.
Oh, there you go, Premier. Giddy up.
And if y'all like these type contests, I love quotes. So we'll do it again next week if you would like. Anyway, and I guess we got to wrap it up. We actually went over time a little bit. I want to thank both Dr. Tammy, Cashion. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how honored I felt when you told me that you had turned down so many other HOAs and you accepted my invitation. I was just like, oh my gosh. So I was thrilled, and I really appreciate you so much. And Catherine, I love you to death. I appreciate you too. And Rayne, my bright, sunshiny wing woman. Thank you.
You're so welcome. So, ladies, when Arizona ends the broadcast, just stay with us. Don't touch any of your buttons. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And we're stopping now. Y'all have a good night.